I recently did a video talking about the Victoria Line extension to Brixton, which was completed in 1971. This video is a sort of addendum to that. Because you see, it seems to me that the line wasn't intended to end there. For this, we are going to take a look at TfL's Property Asset Register Public Web Map. That's quite a word salad. What it is a fascinating and freely available document which shows the tunnels of the underground in far more detail than the maps the public are given. And what we can see at Brixton is something mighty interesting. The line doesn't end at Brixton Station, but continues some way southeast. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. These are known as Overrun tunnels. They can be used to store rolling stock, and in the extremely unlikely event that a train doesn't stop in time at Brixton, it has a significant amount of track to catch it. What's interesting is the route these overrun tunnels take. They curve downwards. If we follow this curve, we end up at Herne Hill Station. Herne Hill is a railway station served by Thameslink and South Eastern. I'm not good at estimating these things, but I would say the tunnel stretches a little over a third of the way to Herne Hill. Is this a coincidence, or was there actually a plan in place to extend to Herne Hill? In the 1950s, when the Victoria Line was being planned, Brixton was not intended as the terminus. Actually, had things gone differently, Brixton wouldn't have had a tube station at all. One proposal for the route would have gone to Wimbledon, avoiding Brixton completely. The other would have gone to Croydon, with Brixton as an intermediate station on the route. Financial constraints and a pessimistic view about the future of rail travel in London meant that neither scheme got fully built. But instead, Brixton got its station in 1971. So, is this line to Herne Hill part of a never-built scheme? It's not unknown for a line to be authorised and never built, but for London Transport to use the permission to build a little extra track. There are overrun tunnels at Elephant and Castle that started out as a Bakerloo line extension to Camberwell, for instance. The thing is, the proposed lines to Croydon took a totally different route. They would have gone to Streatham and Norbury, bypassing Herne Hill. If an extension to Croydon was the long-term plan, tunnelling towards Herne Hill is a very funny way of going about it. But that's not to say it could never happen. In 2013, the Mayor of London's 2020 vision was published. This included mention of a possible extension of the Victoria Line to Herne Hill to be completed by 2030. What this would have consisted of is a loop line connecting the two overrun tunnels together. The tube station at Herne Hill would consist of a single platform beneath Herne Hill railway station. While this would give Herne Hill a connection to the underground, it would also serve a purpose at Brixton. The idea is that it would be quicker to turn tube trains around by simply running them around the loop. Is this a good idea? Hard to say. It should be noted that in 2005, 8 years before the 2020 vision was published, TfL stated that there was no business case for a station at Herne Hill. Herne Hill is kind of a problematic station, acting as a bottleneck for main line trains and restricting traffic into London. A tube station could potentially relieve some of the pressure on lines into Victoria. On the other hand, taking pressure off the main line would put that pressure on the already busy Victoria Line. 2020 has been and gone. Given that it's 2023 now, and given how slowly railway projects tend to move, I would be very surprised indeed if Herne Hill gets its underground station by 2030. As for the future, well, who knows? It seems unlikely now, but then there was a time when it seemed unlikely that there would be a tube line to Brixton. The future isn't set in stone, which is good news if you're planning to dig a tunnel through it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that loopy tale from the tube. If so, please do click the like button and consider subscribing for more. I'd like to thank my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon for your ever-generous support. You are the loop line to my overrun sidings. And I'll see you all again very soon for another tale from the tube.